Hello and welcome back to Tearaway Unfolded. Today we'll be starting on Sogport, the second major area in this game, and the second act. So we've seen what the Green Man has to offer when it comes to storytelling. Let's see what his female counterpart has to offer, the other narrator, who thought his story was a little bit boring. Needed to add a bit of spice to it. I quite like the atmosphere in Sogport. It's far darker than the first act, which is a very strong contrast with the first narrator. So before we make actual progress across that little thing, that little pier, let's head up here first, shall we? See what we can find in this area. I quite like the wardrobe that's just kind of laying lackadaisically in the corner. That's quite fun. That's pretty much what it looks like whenever I try and make a diorama. I'm very bad at having papercraft stuff stand up. Mysterious earthquakes and some creepy plants. Very Act 2 of Snow White. And of course, a weird little creature up there. But before we follow him, let's head over here to the little house. This is an interesting little area, atmospherically speaking. Now, this area is much more kind of, I wouldn't say horror themed, but it's got a lot of spooky atmosphere. I quite like that. I quite like how they use the slight curls in the paper there to make it appear as though the wood's starting to warp on the outhouse. That's a pretty fun visual as well. So let's talk to a grave, shall we? Let's use a filter for the first time ever. And take a photo of this completely empty house. So there's the house. Let's switch filters and, ooh, little people show up. I quite like that little thing. It's a very cute little effect. And the fact you have to do it in black and white adds a little bit to the atmosphere as well. Although that little fanfare kind of spoils things. So just look around this swamp a little bit, because I quite like this area. There's not really much to it except some more little bits of confetti, but it's just kind of nice to hang around. I also like the little spades as well, like the little paper spades, like card suits and things. It's a cute little particle effect. There's this little building, which is kind of a nothing building. It seems like the sort of thing you should be able to interact with, but there's really not much here as far as I'm aware. So once we've collected this confetti, we'll head on following that little creature and see what happens up there. Oh, it is mushrooms, and we'll see why in a minute. Let's talk to this one over here, shall we? So let's make the mushrooms dance with the analog stick, shall we? We only have 5 seconds, and then it just kind of follows the inputs from there. I quite like that now basically all the mushrooms are dancing. That's very cute. I also like this adding a little bit of music to it as well, to the area. Just think if those little curls did anything, but they really don't. There's decoration in this area, because this whole area is meant to look a little bit ragged. Oh no, our little guy is being attacked by scraps. Let's deal with them, shall we? Well, this part's a little annoying, and you'll see why in a minute. That guy is a little bit trapped right now. I can't really get to him very easily. So I'm trying to get him to kind of jump out of this little hole. But this is just a huge pain. He's just stuck right now. Luckily it won't last too long. He will get out eventually. It's just really silly. Come on. Yeah, here's me trying to figure out like if there's any kind of way to get in there. There we go. He kind of got out when I went to the menu. That was lucky. Now let's save him from our little stack of them, shall we? I quite like that they can stack like that. It's a very cute little thing. That's why, of course, they are shaped like boxes. Because they're very versatile shapes. But of course, if they're all in a stack and we hit them, they all get stunned. Except for the one on top. Well, I guess that one just got lucky, but fair enough. Let's just finish him off now, shall we? He's a cute little guy. I like him. So these little creatures, well, this little creature anyway, they like to eat these little balls of, I guess, wool. I think that's what it's supposed to be. It's kind of hard to tell. These little boulderish type things. I'm not quite sure if they're meant to be rocks or wool, but they kind of look like wool because of the way they're laid. It might be supposed to be a rock. I'm not entirely certain. And now we have a new mechanic to deal with. Yeah, so we can walk on glue, but he can't. So let's carry them, shall we? Luckily he was dumb and fell off. Quite fun with our little friend is that we can actually throw him at them as well. It's a little bit mean, but we can do it. He is ammo. I know I'm defaulting to he, but I'm not entirely certain, but you know. Just a linguistic shortcut in this case. So before we jump down there, let's quickly grab this little present. There's no obvious way back up. And we have a fun little thing we can play with here. These little lily pads are not actually lily pads at all, but carnivorous plants. So let's hypnotise our scraps into getting eaten by them, shall we? Want to be eels? It's kind of hard to tell. I guess it's supposed to be eels because of the fins. They just happen to look like plants. Oops! Yeah, we can also get eaten by them, so be careful. So now it's time to figure out how to get out of this area. And here is our little trick. But of course we need to get the Yeti to do that too. And yeah, that's what this little creature is. It's a baby Yeti. It's very cute. I'm trying to get them to jump up the flower, but it's just not working, so I'm going to have to just grab him. Boink! But you can probably tell that from the build. Come on, eat the big thing. But yeah, I don't know why it took them so long to do this, but there we go. Sometimes it can be a little tricky to get them to actually do what you need them to do. Quite like this area though, it's and yeah, even though that area's kind of curled up, we can't really do anything with the curly pot, we just have to jump on here and walk up the thing. And we have another carnivorous plant if you jump on that little red platform. Yeah, here I wasn't sure because that was a greyish-white thing. I wasn't sure if that was actually something that could be coloured in and turned into a papercraft thing, but it's not. It's cool, but it's not relevant. Oh dear. I like the different, how that particular one uses the different layers of the papercraft world. That's a very cute little visual thing that it's like, it kind of opens up the pages of a book. So yeah, let's get all of these scraps eaten by our giant plant friend. Except this guy who can't be hypnotized, because the taller scraps can't actually be hypnotized in the way that you can move them around. They can only be stunned by the hypnotizing. So you can't get them to jump off things or anything, you just have to deal with them. But this is always quite a fun mechanic though, getting the scraps to kill themselves. It's quite funny. I'm sorry, who's we? Yeah, here's the squirrel again. And this part took me a little bit of time because sometimes with these kind of side quests, while they're eating, let's just see what he wants. He wants a pebble. Specifically, they want a pebble. And it can be kind of hard if you don't know what you're looking for, where it is, to find such a pebble, because there's a lot of little round things that you think might do, like the acorn maybe. But no, it doesn't want the acorn, it wants a pebble, because it's a big rock, it wants a smaller rock. I guess we can call the situation some things somewhere part of the time. A squirrel? No, he doesn't want a squirrel, he wants a pebble. That's not a pebble. There's the pebble. Give that to the squirrel. And give the pebble to the big rock. Now we've found the pebble. Will that work? No, we have to be holding the pebble. That's how that works. You have to be holding it before it'll actually register. So there we go. So let's move on, shall we? So of course these little bridges. Oh dear, little suction tubes. Those are pretty cool, but they are not airtight. I don't know how that's working. It's the power of imagination. So let's climb the glue and get to them, shall we? I like the glue. It gives an extra dimension to the level design. It's a fun idea. Yeah, I could be using the stunning to be way greater effect than I am. Oh, he's not feeling well. Let's give him a present, shall we? Let's give him a little heart sticker. go. This is very cute. I quite like this little bit. Whoop. So yeah, in the first arc of the game, we were mostly working on our own, and only really had a companion towards the end. But in this case, it seems that we have a companion right from the beginning. So yeah, because he's a little yeti, let's give him an appropriate name. There we go. Yet again. I like the fact that those photos appear in the world. That's a very cute little visual thing. It's very fun. You can see all those little things that are kind of drilling up through the land and causing that little weirdness. We've been seeing them throughout the level. Just need to kill a few of these little guys. Boop. Get him to jump off. Now, before we make our way over there, and I show how stupid I am, let's get the Yeti over there so they can eat that. We can see the puzzle. We have to get him over there so that he can eat the thing and lower the bridge. Keep saying he, but they can eat the thing and lower the bridge. So let's jump and throw and get a bit more height. There we go. They've eaten the rock and we've got the peasant. Let's move on. Now this is something that took me a little bit too long to figure out because I'm missing a very key visual clue here. So I thought we had to get rid of these bushes, but then I realized, well, I'll realize soon. I'm looking for whatever I'm missing here, because clearly there's something silly. We can't get him over there, so that's not going to do anything useful. Problem with new mechanics is you often forget they exist. There we go. And here's where I notice the glue. I am a foolish person. So before we go up there, well, let's just go up there first and see what it does. It's a cool little lever, that. A new little mechanic for the new chapter. Yeah, we need to jump off the thing before we can open that. I do quite like the glue though. It's a cute little visual thing that keeps with the whole papercraft aesthetic as well. It's a clever way of getting a bit of verticality going. Yeah, here's where I kind of forget how to use grow forth properly, like throw forth properly, because I'm an idiot. Let's try and figure this out. Come on. And here's where I remember how it works though. There we go. We have to tilt it just the right way. Now the rock can get us move forward. I'm settled on it being a rock. A little fly trap, so cute. Don't need to throw forth here, just need to toss him. And now we have an interesting little mechanic coming up. Once we've taken care of these guys. While I forget about throw forth again. Of course, I'm trying to figure out how to get these things to do anything. And here's where I kind of learn what they can do. You can actually get them to fire in different directions, which is very cool. Not useful here, because you can't really hit each other. But it's a very cool little thing you can do, now that I know you can do that with them. Because I didn't really know you could do that. Here's about where I figure it out, though. Yeah, I'm trying to get him to hit his friend, but it's just not working. And here's where I figure it out. And then immediately die. Yeah, throw forth is a very easy mechanic to forget about. Ooh, cheeky little thing. Now the Yeti's running after the rock on his own. And now we have a bit of a dilemma. And a cute little mechanic here. We are now on separate paths. But the Yeti won't move without light, because he's scared of the dark. Well, they are scared of the dark. So let's move on, shall we? Get them to move to the drums, so that we can get them to the next section. This is a fun little mechanic. I quite like lowering the Yetis to different areas, and I quite like how the camera pans around as well. But yeah, here's not anything we can do, so let's open that. And that gets us through. That's a cute little introduction. I quite like that little mechanic, but now we're back together. Before we get them up there, let's see what's over here. There's a rock over here. So forth, and bounce him off the wall like an idiot. Yeah, throw forth can be quite hard to not have it backfire on you if you're not careful. There we go, they're up there now, so they can hit the rock now. And that's how we get up there. One thing I think could have improved that little glow effect would be if he left little glowy footprints. Atwar, I mean, once you come off it, that would have been a very cute little touch, but there's a lot of cute little touches in this game, so I don't really mind that they didn't do that. Because there's already so many cute little touches, that it doesn't really matter that much, it's just, it could have been kind of charming. Yeah, that's nice, you've opened that rock, we need to open this one now. Come on, Yeti. There we go. And the bounce pad is not an enemy. That's the first time in a long time it's come up. We're clearly very close to a lot of water as well. There's a giant buoy over there just blowing back and forth in the wind. Not just blowing, it's kind of rocking back and forth on the water as well. You just can't really see the water from here, but that's what that is. It's a buoy. I guess a buoy, however you choose to pronounce it. That also explains all these lobster traps. And nets and things. Let's see what's in here. Honestly, very little. Just this little photo of this person. Eat the rock. Oh no, we're secret bad peasants. That's cute though. I quite like that the game kind of like encourages you to open those little presents and then kind of throws it in your face at that moment. That's a very cute little bit of... Oh dear. It's almost like the scraps to learning how the player is interacting with the world. It knows you'll open the present, so it knows that that's a good trap. Also, we're noticing as well those little things that were causing problems with the ground, all the earthquakes. That's what these machines are for. That's how they've been travelling around. And that's why there have been so many little holes coming up in the floor that have been trying to punch through, but not quite. That's been them trying to use those drilling machines, but not being able to quite penetrate. But now they've got full penetration. We have allies in this fight, so let's get the squirrels over there. This is a very cute bit. I quite like the squirrels helping you fight. It's a very cute little idea. Can't really talk to her yet, though. Squirrel Queen. I guess Squirrel General, Jasmine. I'm not quite sure what she is to them, but her name is Jasmine. Quite like the little Crash Bandicoot when you hit those little springs as well. That's a cute little sound effect thing. Of course, the problem with these squirrels is when they catch something, they don't actually kill it, they just throw it back and forth. So now I have to figure out how to get this guy out of their grasp. There we go, that's better. Give them a different thing to throw, and when it hits the thing, it gets killed. Now I can't really get that rock back though, so let's just kill them the standard way. Can't really pick this little rock up that's in the air, it's not really working, so let's... Oh, you'll use that rock. So let's see what's over there, shall we, once we've dealt with this. Victory badge. This feels like a victorious shape. Like a falcon. The little V. Or something approximating a V anyway. Boop. Yeah, I always put these things right on Atoi's face, so his face becomes very busy towards the end of the thing. And here's the next chapter break. Once I realise I'm still in control here. And here we are in Coggage Cove, or approaching Coggage Cove. Here's a chapter break. So, next time, we'll explore Coggage Cove, or go towards Coggage Cove anyway. But yeah, we are in Coggage Cove now actually, so I'll see you next time as we explore Coggage Cove. Goodbye.